Yes, boss, how are you? I hope you are doing well. I am fine. I am also doing well. In the meantime, in the last lecture, we studied about, some fundamentals of financial management where I discussed few examples, few case studies, and we started our preparation of FM and SM. Today, as discussed, we are going to start with strategic management, a very, very easy and interesting paper. But my target will be with you because without it is a collective effort. Without your support, I won't be able to do anything. So my effort will be to maximize the marks in strategic management because every one of us knows that if we can score good in strategic management, definitely we are going to cross 90 plus in FM and SM because FM as being a practical paper, of course we are going to hit the bullseye with at least 45, 46, 47 or 50 marks in financial management. What if we can score 40 plus in strategic management? So my target will be to maximize strategic management marks because I know once we maximize this paper's marks, we are going to achieve something very big. So I'm going to move strategically with you guys. And in past, my students from our class have proved again and again that they scored 40 plus multiple times, and the highest being 48 marks. So I will discuss the 48 marks copy as well with you guys, but not today. Of course, we are going to discuss this copy once we proceed into the syllabus and once you start understanding the concepts and the writing practices, and we start written practices as well. So let's start, guys, today. So we have a paper, very simple paper called strategic management in place. Of course, you will be waiting that, sir, please tell me how many chapters are there, etc., etc. Wait and wait. I will tell you the name of the chapters as well, but I will take a little bit of time to give you that because you need to understand why there are 5 chapters in your strategic management paper. At the same time, your study mat of ICAI is approximately 250 pages. But what is all in these 5 chapters? To understand that, we need to discuss a case study and we need to discuss something. Then we'll go to that place like we did in financial management. So, guys, one is very important aspect that I want to start the discussion from here is your question paper. Of course, my focus is 100% on examination. I have no doubt. I'm not at all confused. I want to be exam focused throughout the course. At the same time, I'm going to provide you with lots of industry information, lots of industry knowledge that I have during my industry days in last 17, 18 years. So why strategic management as a paper is there in your life? Can anybody explain it to me in a you know as brief as you can tell me? So I know you will say that, sir, if we want to be successful, we need strategic management. If we want to do something big, we need strategic management. But no, this is not that simple. Guys, listen. What all you are going to do in the industry when you enter any business, or you start a venture, or you start your practice, or you are going to advise some organization. Say Nestle is your client. Who is Nestle? For you, they are your client. What all you are going to advise them? Here you are going to interact as a chartered accountant. You are going to interact with the top management of the organization. And for your information, let me tell you, strategy and strategic management is a subject matter of top management. Whenever you are studying this paper, think like you are the person, top notch person in any organization. You are the person of the top management in the organization. Think like a CEO, think like the CMD, because ultimately you are going to advise your client, you are going to advise your CFO, you are going to advise the CFO of that company, you are going to advise the CEO of that company, and that kind of people will interact with you, and their whole sole purpose is the long term growth of the organization. They are completely working on the growth design of the firm. They want to decide in which direction we have to grow, at what pace we have to grow, at what time we have to achieve this. So they are talking all about direction, extent, pace, and timing of growth. So once the top management is thinking like long term, growth oriented, and they are working on the growth design of the firm, and they want to compete in the market and they want to win. Whosoever is there in the business, in the industry, everybody is there to win, and this is the only discipline which is going to teach you, which is going to give you the knowledge that how to win in the market. So in brief, you ask me, sir, what is strategy? Though there are several definitions of strategy, but in a punchline, I will say strategy, my dear friends, is nothing but a plan to win. Write it on the top in your notebook. As you know, as we have already discussed, that we have to make two copies, one concept copy and another practice copy. So two distinct and separate copies should be there. So write wherever you are starting, you are, of course, you have written strategic management, blah blah blah, introductory lecture, and there you need to write strategy is nothing but a plan to win. Strategy is nothing but a plan to win, and everybody wants to win. You being a chartered accountancy student want to win someday. You are competing with your friends. Do you know this, or you are confused about this? No, sir, we are not at all confused. We are competing. The friend who is going to give examination with me, we are going to share the bike, we are going to share the car or the auto. But in the examination hall, we all will be competitors to each other. Some people will pass and some people will not. But because the one who will be having better preparation, who will go there with better preparation, and who is going to attempt that 3 hours paper in a very nice manner or in the best possible manner, they are going to win for sure. And this is the class for that there I am going to give you a plan to win. So I think this is crystal clear. So either you are in the preparation mode of strategic of chartered accountancy course, or you are going to in the industry to advise your client, or you are going to run your own practice. You need to be strategic. You need to have a plan to win. You need to advise your client with a plan to win. If you can give that, I will say you have a strategic thinking. You have a strategic thinking. You are thinking strategically, and this is the paper which is going to give you that kind of a skill that you can win yourself. We can ensure that you win in the in your career, in your market, in your practice, in your advisory roles, in your profession, etc., etc. At the same time, you are going to help your clients to win in the market again. So this is the paper that is going to tell you how to plan to win, how to plan to win in brief. Another example that I would like to quote here: say there is a chartered account, there is a company which is running their business very in a very traditional manner. They are running their business manually. Their accounting system is manual. What will you advise as a chartered accountant? Of course, I'm sure that my student, as a chartered accountant, tomorrow you become a chartered accountant, you'll advise, sir, what are you doing? This is a very olden practice. You are still maintaining your books of accounts in a manual manner. There are lots of error. You will have to pay some, there can be lawsuits and penalties due to the error, due to the manual system. Why don't you? Because in manual system, we remember something, we forget something, we may comply, we may not comply with several, legal things. So what will you say? Or there are some, statutory obligation that every organization has to abide by. They have to pay taxes on time, they have to fill the challan on time, but if they are not doing, they will be penalized by the government authorities, or by the income tax department, or by the GST department, or by the other departments, or by the other legal authorities. So as a chartered accountant, what you are going to do is you are going to advise them, sir, why don't you automate your system? So why did you advise them to automate the system? You will tell them, sir, follow Tally, follow ERP, sir, implement some, computerized information system within your organization so that you can run your business in an automated manner, make your business e-business, right? So why are you going to advise all this? Because they are going to get a long-term benefit. I'm telling you, long-term benefit out of this, and this is your role. Because this manual system is going to kill their job, their business, their profitability, their market share, their market position. They will have to bear lots of penalties and lawsuits, and the effect will not be that good. But an automated system, it will speed up the work, it will have more accuracy, it will have more, it will save their time, effort and money. So this is a vision that you are going to give your client with with a brand new 21st century mindset. And this is the subject which is going to tell you how you should go and advise to your clients. Think about all the banks, nationalized bank or any bank in the world which has started following core banking system. Why did they adopted core banking system, whereas their olden business processes were good, not that bad? They were still giving loans, they were still charging money because there were lots of fraud happening, NPAs happening. So to counter all those things, they needed a robust system that is called core banking system. So all these things are a part of strategy. These things are a part of strategy, because every business, either this is a production business, manufacturing business, trading business, or a service business, any kind of business or businessman or entrepreneur who wants to run his business in an efficient and effective manner, am I right? In an efficient and effective manner, everyone wants to add some value to their organization. Every person, every entrepreneur or a businessman or a chartered accountant wants to deliver value to its customer so that they get satisfied, and the more and more your customer will be satisfied, the better profitability, market share, market position you are going to earn. Am I right? You are going to reduce the cost as well. In the paper of CMA, what you learned, how to reduce cost, how to control cost. So all the cost control and reduction mechanisms, this automation can alone do lots of cost control and reduction. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Once we automate the system, we are going to save on time, money, energy, everything. So it is going to reduce my cost. And once you reduce your cost, you are going to increase your profitability. So again, you are managing your business in a very, very, very efficient and effective manner. You are going to increase your profitability, market share, market position. Your customer will be happy, your business will be happy, your business will grow like anything, and ultimately your long-term plan of working on the growth design of the firm is going to be successful. This is the whole idea of this paper for a chartered accountant. Let me tell you very, very, very clearly. I think you traveled across, from your profession to your business partner to your clients to your industry, and a brief overview is this about this paper. Now moving forward, sir, this is your question paper. I will start from there. This was a brief overview. I wanted to give a lecture. No, thoda sa brainwash. I wanted to do a little bit of brainwash so that everybody can understand. Okay, this is the paper and this is why we are studying and this is what we are going to do with it. Otherwise you will be having a feeling that, oh, such a boring theoretical paper, what to do with this, where I am going to use this in industry, where I am going to use this. You study cost, tax, FM, accounts, whatever you study, ultimately the pipeline through which you are going to implement all those things is strategic management. Mark my words. Write it today, you will practice it tomorrow, and you will yourself message me tomorrow after 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, sir, you are correct. Because once you enter the industry, the first thing that you need to understand is what is the strategy of my client, what is my strategy, how do I manage my strategy, how do they manage their strategy. Unless and until you understand the strategy, your cost, FM, account, tax, regulatory compliances, auditing practices will not work. So if you want to make them effective, or you want to place them in the right manner for the right organization, you need to have a very good understanding of strategy and strategic management. And this paper alone, and I myself have that much guts in myself, in me, that I'm going to deliver you like anything. So what is our question paper all about? So sir, strategic management paper will be of 50 marks, of course, sir. And in this 50 marks, you have to you will see two kind of questions. One will be case based and another will be straight questions. Again, out of these 50 marks, your question number 1 will be compulsory, right? And that will be case based MCQs. And this will be all around of 10 marks, 100% of 10 marks. And this will be compulsory. I will say this is compulsory. Then of course the part 2 of this question paper will be plain MCQs, and out of this it will be of 5 marks, and this will also be a compulsory thing that you need to write. So this is the first question that you are going to face in the examination hall: case based, scenario based MCQ of 10 marks and plain simple MCQ either of 1 marks each or 2 plus 1 equal to 5 marks of MCQs. First, second part of this question will be section B, that you are seeing it here. Here you will get the first question and that will also be compulsory. So your question of section B, one question, say here 5A, as you can see our May 24 paper is here. So first three questions A, B and C of 15 marks total or 5 marks each will be of a case based descriptive question. So by now you must have understood that, sir, at least out of these compulsory 30 marks questions, 25 marks questions will be case based or practical questions, and we need to learn how to deal with them. So the prime focus of the whole syllabus should be not only concept but also case studies and MCQs. So we are going to give equal focus on both of this because, as you know, our whole subject of FMSM has been 30, 70, 30, 70 marks descriptive and 30 marks MCQs, and out of these 70 marks there are going to be practical question and case based questions. So majority questions that will come in the examination will be of practical nature, of case based nature, of scenario based nature. So the whole issue that we need to solve during this course is how to deal with, of course in FM we are going to deal with practical questions, but in SM also how to deal with the case based questions. So the whole study technique is supposed to be changed, supposed to be modified, and I'm going to work a lot with you guys on that. Second thing, as you can see, question A, question B and question C, as you can understand, these are practical questions. And then you will get three questions of A, B nature where you have to attempt any two of 10 marks each. So A will be 5 marks, B will be 5 marks again, and combined together 20 marks question you need to write out of this 35 marks question. So the last question has an additional option of 5 marks, so you can opt for this 8 or any one of these 6 and 7. This is a better scenario that I suggest every student to follow. So guys, what we finally observed is, sir, that our total question paper was of 65 marks, out of which we have to attempt 50 marks, out of which we have 30 marks compulsory question that we cannot skip. And once you have majority, like 60% of the question paper asked to you is of compulsory nature, you need to have a very good command over the concepts. You are supposed to be a very concept driven person. Until you develop the concepts, you won't be able to crack this paper with very good marks. And I wish everybody cracks this paper with the best of the marks that they are planning. So guys, with this kind of question paper and this kind of orientation, we can start with our chapter of strategic management. And before I start, I would like to give you some fundamental understanding of how strategic management is developed, how terms and key terms are going to intercept in your syllabus, how key terms need to be understood and need to be delivered, and how we mean it the way they are supposed to be meant. So let's get started with some fundamentals. Before I tell you the syllabus, the chapters, I would like to discuss this with reference to a case study so that you understand why these chapters are there and how we are going to cover them. And not only this, that I'm going to give you some overview through a case study. I'm going to discuss some core concepts of strategic management with reference to this case study, right? So the syllabus has already started, and whatever we are going to study, they will cover at least 5 to 6 marks in the coming examination. So don't ever think that sir is talking general things. Whatever I'm talking with reference to syllabus, and I'm talking something, and I'm going to discuss something from where questions come in the examination hall. So let's get started. Just give me a second. We started here right now. Sorry, let me arrange the files, then we start. So here we go with the PPT. And before I start, I would like to ask few basic questions to you, and I hope you will answer. You will not say, sir, this is a very childish question and you are asking to me. This is the 11th class, 12th class question. Of course, this is 5th class question, but yes, I would like to start from there because I believe. And the first question that I keep in front of you is, what do you mean by business? And why I'm asking this question, I'm very clear about this because every subject mark, my friends, either it is accounting, costing, or it is law, audit, Every subject has its own definition of business, and I want to make sure that we understand which business we are going to talk about in strategic management. This is my first funda that I'm keep putting in front of you, and I'm giving you 30 seconds time. So fundamentally, by when the business comes to my mind, everything that comes to our mind is a place which is doing some business activity, right? A place like Pepsi has its office, Coke has its office, IBM has its office, so we tell it as business. It's a place. Or an organization which is doing some economic activity, isn't it? So my way of defining a strategy, a business in this strategic management paper will be: business is an economic activity. When I talk about this, you must have learnt in CA foundation or in economics what do you mean by economic and non-economic activity. So business itself an economic activity. So any non-economic thing we are not going to discuss in this, which produces valuable goods and services. How do we decide that this goods and service is valuable? Can somebody tell me? How do you decide that this is perfectly valuable product for me? Can you say that our strategic management mentor book through which we are going to practice our questions or our case studies or our MCQs or our descriptive questions, so this is a valuable book? How will you decide about this? Can somebody tell me that this is a valuable product that we OTC virtual has created for you guys? Yes sir, we can decide only if this book has that kind of feature. Listen to me very carefully, I'm going to tell you. Because what happens is, in our general life, in our day-to-day life, we talk lots about how we manage this. This is my strategy, and this is efficient, this is effective. We this is a marketing, what kind of advertisement they are doing. We are very adapt to using jargonistic term in our daily life. But when somebody asks you the specific meaning, we generalize it. But in strategic management, and while writing the subject of the questions of strategic management, you can't write general terms. You will have to specifically explain those technical terms, and you will have to use keywords. So my first focus will be to adapt, learn you how to adapt with these kind of technical keywords, and you will be able to put in while at the right places while writing your answers. So the word valuable, what do you mean by valuable? Yes sir, when we talk about this book sir, we will say that this has very good features. This is a quality book. Listen to me. This has 100 plus case studies. This has at least 2000 around MCQs for practice. We will say sir, this book contains at least 100 plus practical questions and descriptive questions. So sir, for me, because it's quality feature, it's a durable book, it's good looking book, book by cover, so cover looks very nice. So you will explain, you will talk about so many things, so many those aspects which are actually adding value to your life, that satisfies you. That kind of product is called valuable. So if you ask me what is the real definition of valuable, means a product with certain features. You can note it, I'm explaining valuable only. Certain features, a product with quality, a product with durability, and if it is an iPhone, I will say a product with good technology, a product which is available at the right time at the right place, a product, these are valuable product, a product with services, and product having after sales services. Because unless and until something with service is available to me, I won't consider it as a valuable product. Say I buy an RO and tomorrow after 3 months I have to get it serviced, so I will call the company and I will tell them that look, I have 3 free services that you have promised me. Say Kent is there, Kent has promised me, can you give that service? That is called after sales service. The engineer will come and they will service my RO, and I will get better quality of water from that. So that is after sales service. So sales doesn't stop where you sell the product and you take the money. It stops where the customer gets satisfied. So always remember, in strategic management, whenever we will talk about anything that is valuable, means it is adding value, and value will be defined by these terms. Whether that product has feature, quality, durability, technology, availability, service, and after sales service. And after all these things, value is in the mind of the customer. So something that, suppose one student considers this book as a valuable book, whereas there will be somebody else who will say, no, this is not that valuable as you are thinking, or somebody will say, no, this is more valuable than what you are explaining it to me. So value has different people consider value it differently. For me, the feature will be some different kind of, I will accept some different kind of feature out of this book. You will consider some different quality. You will look into this book and you will say, okay, this has some different kind of features. So this is a perception. Thereby I want to establish that value that is judgmental. It is the judgment of the customer. It is something different. It is something perceived by the customer, and that is called value. So what is the responsibility of the business is, while doing activities, is ensure that it is going to produce valuable goods and services. If I ask, iPhone is a valuable product. If I ask, iPad is a valuable, Mac Air is a valuable product for you, JBL's speaker is a valuable product for you, or Ferrari car, is it valuable for you? How do you consider that this is valuable? Once you know about these things of that product, and your judgment says that based on these particular pointers, I can say the certain product is valuable or not. Why are we producing this kind of valuable products? Because we have a responsibility to satisfy the needs of the customer. Satisfy the needs of the customer. Unless and until the customer will be satisfied, he will not be willing to pay. Means it is the value that decides whether the customer will pay for the product or not. Tell me whether I'm right or wrong. So this is the real definition of business. Business is an economic activity which produces valuable goods, not anything, only valuable goods that satisfy the needs of the customer as well as the society. Because business is society's organ of growth, we all know. So the businesses are run to run the business. The business is run to satisfy the needs of the society. Customer and business both are the part of the society, and that's why this word society is there in my definition. Now, next thing, what do you mean by customers? Who is the customer of the business? Can somebody tell me? What do you mean by customer? Now we are already into the syllabus, guys. We have already started discussing fundamentals through business. The definition of business, I am establishing something more. Not I know that you deserve a better keyword than business. So my idea here is not to tell you what business is. My idea is to tell you what is valuable, what is the need satisfier, and what is the customer. Who is the customer? Tell me. For me, in strategic management, listen very carefully, guys. For me, in strategic management, customer means two things. One is internal customer. You can note it also. It's the first funda. Another is external customer. If you really want to read and understand, learn and understand strategic management, you will have to decode all these aspects. Why I am talking about internal and external customer? Of course, when I am talking about external customer, I will say anybody who is the consumer, anybody who is the retailer, anybody who is the wholesaler, or anybody who is the distributor, a part of supply chain management system, anybody who is the e-tailer, yeah, e-commerce operator, e-commerce vendor, they are my external customer. So by producing goods and services, we want to satisfy the needs of these people, external customers. Yes or no? Yes, this is fine. This is fine. This is what we understand generally by customer. This is the first definition of customer. But here, in case of business and in strategic management, I want to establish that it is not the responsibility of the business to satisfy the needs of the external customer only. Can you give him, say, I need a book. If you send me a truck of books, will I be more satisfied? No, sir, no, no, no. And will you be satisfied? You will become insolvent. Say somebody is asking, booking a copy of this book at 450 rupees on my website, and we are sending him, 2,000 books in a truck at his and delivering it at his home. what will he do? He will not be satisfied. At the same time, we will become insolvent. This is insane decision. No. So business is run to run the business. If you ask somebody who is a businessman in your family, he will say, invest 3 years in your business, the business will start running itself and they will run you as well. So you run the business first, then business will run you. So whenever we are into a business and we want to create value, so value we are creating for two customers. One is external and they are looking for feature, quality, durability, service, after sales service, technology, availability, and they are also looking into the brand advertisement and marketing that creates a perception in the mind of the customer and through which they decide whether to buy this product or not. And they are willing to pay. This is the definition of value for these customers. When I'm talking about the business, what business needs from the business? Business needs profit, boss. Business needs profitability. Is there a difference between profit and profitability? Yes, I will establish today itself. Business needs profitability. They needs market share. They needs market position. Why do you study CMA, cost and management accounting? They want to reduce cost control, cost reduction and control, isn't it? They want to bring to make brand, create their own brand. So this is also for them. They want to create their own goodwill in the market. They want to build their reputation in the market. This is the need of the internal customer and this is to be provided by the business itself. So run your business in such an efficient and effective manner that you can satisfy both the customer. So in the whole subject of strategic management, we are not only going to talk about customer means external customer. Whenever I will say word customer, I will mean I am talking about both. So there should be an equilibrium between internal and external. It will not happen that I become insolvent, I serve the customer in the best possible manner. It would not serve the purpose of running a business as per strategic management. I hope this is clear to you now. Next topic. Now tell me, what do you mean by enterprise? Sir, business and enterprise are the same. Yes, I also mean the same. I'm not saying that business and enterprises are different, but yes, they are different. Traditionally, we call it a business run by the businessman. But when I am talking about enterprise, I am talking about the big, huge groups of businesses. Say, I'm not talking about only Tata and Sons. Not only Tata Motors. If I talk about Tata Motors, it's a business. It's a strategic business unit. In our strategic management, business means, listen to me very carefully, guys. I'm giving you a new keyword that is called as strategic. That is called as strategic business unit. Now, in brief, let me tell you what is a strategic business unit. For me, strategic business unit means the same word business that I explained it to here. Now, get the explanation from me. A strategic business unit, say best example with Tata Motors, Reliance Jio. When I'm talking about these things, and in this chapter only we will face this, topic again in detail. But when I'm talking about Tata Motors, Reliance Jio, I mean it's a business, it's a strategic business unit. Why I'm naming them as SBU, popularly called as SBU. Because Tata Motors is an independent business under the overall umbrella of Tata Sons, Tata and Sons. So what is Tata and Sons? If Tata Motors is a business unit, what is Tata and Sons? Tata and Sons is an enterprise run by the entrepreneur. And under this umbrella, there are 100 plus companies of Tata and Sons that are running. And this will popularly be called as corporate also. Corporate level. In this chapter, we'll study about what is the business level, corporate level and functional level. But before that, in layman's term, it will be called as enterprise, big corporation, group of companies we are talking about. If Reliance Industries Limited is a strategic business unit or an SBU, so what is Reliance Industries Limited? Reliance Industries Limited is an organization which is running 74 plus companies that come under the umbrella of Reliance Industries. So Reliance Jio is one of the businesses of Reliance Industries Limited. So sir, what is Reliance Industries Limited? Reliance Industries Limited is nothing but an enterprise. Is it clear to you? Tell me. Now we are getting momentum, right? Now I am sure you are understanding why I'm talking all these things, because in this syllabus you will find there will be an example which will be talking about, there will be a question which will be talking about Reliance Industries Limited. So your orientation, your strategy will be different. And there will be a question which will be talking only about the Reliance Jio. At that point of time, your explanation, your strategy will be different. Because if I am talking about a single business unit, that is single business, then my definition will be this. A business is an economic activity that produces goods and services that is valuable to satisfy the needs of the customer as well as the society. So, if I am talking about Tata Motors, Tata Motor is an independent business unit. Bolo, yes or no? Yes, sir. It has own head, CEO, who is responsible to run this Tata Motors. They have their own strategy. They have their own product and services. Their responsibility is to create valuable goods and services and to compete in the market. Any organization which doesn't compete in the market is not a business. Businesses go and run their business, produce product and services, and compete with their rivals. So Tata Motors has a rival. But if I'm talking about Tata Sons as a rival, I will say no. Tata Sons itself is not having, because Tata and Sons doesn't produce any goods and services. Tata and Sons companies produce goods and services. Their businesses produce goods and services. So competitor will look for Tata Motors. They will look for TCS. They will look for Tata Educom. They will look for Telco, Tisco, Tata Steel, Tata Power. They will look for them. They will be having their own set of competitors. At the same time, Tata has given autonomy to these units. Just for explanation, I'm telling, मैं इस पे detailed notes भी आपको लिखाऊंगा. You will get detailed notes on this. Yes, of course you will get detailed notes on this. But right now, just for understanding purpose, when I am using enterprise or I am using business, is there a difference? Yes. When I'm using the word enterprise, I'm talking about Tata and Sons, Reliance Industries Limited, ITC, Alibaba Group, etc., group of companies. Or I'm talking about, Adani Enterprises. What Adani Enterprises do? My answer is Adani Enterprises doesn't produce anything. It produces businesses. It has been created to manage the portfolio of businesses. Because, Reliance has 74 plus businesses. Tata and Sons has 100 plus businesses across the globe. So Tata and Sons is managing their own businesses, and that's it. So this is the definition of enterprise, a business that manages the businesses, that is run by an entrepreneur who is looking into so many businesses. So this idea came from the group of companies concept in modern times in 21st century, when businesses are run strategically and they are investing in so many industries. The concept of enterprise and entrepreneur came into the place, and you need to understand, because our questions will be set in that premise. So strategy will be different. When I'm talking about business, I'm talking about competitive strategy. I'm talking about business strategy. When I'm talking about enterprise, I'm not talking about competitive strategy. I'm talking about overall strategy for all the businesses. So we will have different chapters for these two terms. That's why we are discussing. Now, last but not the least. Now coming back to our syllabus, and we are starting chapter 1 from here. What is the meaning of management? Because the first term that you are going to face in the in your syllabus. And before that, let me come to your book first. Guys, this will be your book. This will be your book of Strategic Management Simplified 2.0. This is the latest revised 13th edition of this book, and this book is going to be our base, written by me, and I own the responsibility of anything that is there in the book, right? Chapters still, I will wait. I will discuss about the chapters at the end of the syllabus. This will be your prelims, and this will be the look of the chapter. The chapter will look like. First, we will start the chapter with name, with quotations, with outlines, and the details, and there will be margin notes. Now people ask me, sir, why do you plan it like this with lots of examples in this? Why we do this is very simple, because in your life there is an MCQ pattern, and for MCQs we have introduced the concept of margin notes. It helps the student to cover the basics, fundamentals, or the key terms, or the key areas or key sentences in your detailed study material, from where ICAI puts in questions. And MCQs are popularly based on the concepts. So concepts have been highlighted in the form of margin notes, and all important, you will observe that all important keywords have been highlighted in the book with the red color or the maroon color, etc. It is completely chartized. It follows the whole ICI material. There are some lots of charts and tables that we have created, and to make it more attractive and more reader friendly, user friendly. This is a decent book, genuine book, and if you can cover this 170-page book in a very good manner, I'm sure that you are going to score 40 plus. Minimum you are going to score 40 plus. We are working for that. So guys, let's get started. This will be your book. Very nice, well done, colored book that will be there with you. Yes. Chalo. Coming on to the point. Yes, sir. What is management? Can somebody tell me what do you mean by management? Sir, for me, management means very simple thing. I want to run my business efficiently and effectively. For that, I am following a process, and that process has several steps. Like I'm going to do some planning, I'm going to do staffing, organizing, directing, leading, controlling. These are the functions that I'm going to execute, and they will be well coordinated with each other, and this will help me to run my business in efficient and effective manner. That is the management. Sir, when I am talking about management, am I talking about something that is of long term or something that is of short term? Now for this you will have to understand a concept that I'm discussing over here. Say this is an organization, Reliance Geo, right? It has two ways of thinking. One, 5 years from now, or popularly 2 years later. Where will we there? Where will we be there? Will be. What will we be doing after this? What is our plan? When I am asking you ki 5 years down the lane from today, what will you be doing? What is your plan for 5 years? You know, you will say, sir, you are talking about long term. And not only long term, I am actually looking for a long term planning. So this long term planning is my strategy. But on the other hand, I am asking, look, Mr. Rahul, you are the CFO of this company. What is the profit today? You will say, sir, rupees 50,000. Okay. How to increase your profit? What will you say? You will say, sir, of course, we will have to follow some process. We have 2-3 ways of increasing profit. Number one, I'm giving a solution. Listen to me very carefully. Don't go to the definition and mug up the definition. Most of the students mug up the definition and then they forget the definition. When it comes in the examination, they write something very bluffy, blah, 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 blah type things, and that doesn't work. That faces only 0 out of 5. So therefore, I am talking like this. I am talking in a process. Sir, there are two ways of thinking. One, 5 year down the lane, where will we be? Sir, you gave that, okay, we are planning some growth strategy. We are going to achieve, some 50% growth in the business, etc., etc. For that, we need a long-term planning, and that is, of course, my strategy. This is called strategy, long-term planning. And of course, there will be execution as well. Because if you can't execute something, then planning is of no use. Planning without action is nothing but abortion, right? You didn't get any result out of that. You will never get any result out of that. Now coming back to the point. So I talked to you, I told you that what is your profit? You told me 50,000. I tossed another question in front of you and I asked, how will you increase that profit? You gave me very simple answers. Sir, I will reduce cost. Okay. Sir, I will bargain more. Where, sir, where I will be purchasing raw material, I will buy in bulk, and for that I will be bargaining with my supplier. I will tell them reduce the cost. Means actually you are controlling the cost. Control the cost. If you can reduce or control the cost, of course you are going to increase your profit. So reducing cost means you are reducing, listen to me very carefully, reducing input. You are reducing inputs. If suppose you are investing 5 lakh rupee in a plant in the form of raw material, labor, overhead, etc., right, as an input, to get an output of 50,000 units of this product. Say for example, to produce this strategic management mentor question bank book, I'm investing 5 lakh to get 50,000 units of output. Hypothetically, I'm talking about this, but this is not the cost. Of course, cost is very high, but still, chalo, for example, I'm just talking to you. Means you have given an input, and there is a process, production process or other processes combined together, and there are several set of activities that you did on this 5 lakh rupee input investment in the form of raw material, labor, overhead, etc., and finally you give an output of 50,000 units. Now I am asking you to maximize the profit, and out of this you earned a profit of 50,000. This is your profit. You sold it and you got 50,000 rupee profit. Now I am telling you to maximize this. So there are 2-3 ways of doing things, and that is basically nothing but efficiency, and that is management. Listen to me very carefully. You said, sir, I am using some automated tools. I am using some, I am bargaining more for the raw material, bargaining more for the, other expenses. I am going to manage my idle time. I am going to reduce my wastage. I am going to, going to reduce my pilferage, and I'm going to manage the business so well that I'm going to reduce my input from 5 lakh to 4.5 lakh. And I'm going to follow the same process, and I'm going to give the same output of 50,000 units. Now tell me what will be your profit. So by doing so, your profit will be rupee 1 lakh. Next example. So you minimize the input to give the same output. Through this process, you maximized your profit. What is this? This is nothing but management. And this is why management is there. For this, you need planning, organizing, staffing, controlling, directing, motivating your people, doing a better EOQ analysis, economic order quantity analysis, managing inventory, controlling inventory. By doing so many things in day-to-day business, you are going to maximize your profit. This is one of the processes. Next. Sir, no doubt, I am going to use 5 lakh as an input, but I am going to optimize my activities. I am going to reduce wastage. I am going to do a better inventory control. I am going to adopt just-in-time system of inventory management or finance or everything of raw material just in time method, mechanism. You have studied in costing. Just in time approach I'm going to use, and by doing this, by using same input and optimizing the activities in the process with better management, I'm going to achieve more output. Say I'm going to get 60,000 units of output, whereas earlier I used to produce 50,000. With better management, efficiently, my factory, my organization produced 60,000 units. Means I'm going to produce 10,000 more units, and I'm going to sell them in such a effective manner that I'm going to earn more profit. So in this case, my profit will be, sir, 60,000. Again, I maximized my profit, and the basic idea behind this maximization was efficiency and the use of effective systems. Maybe you have done some innovation, you have done some automation, you have adapted some new mechanisms, you have learned some new skills, and through that you are managing your process and business in such a efficient manner that you are able to maximize your profit, means you are creating value for the internal customer without compromising on the quality of the products. So you are creating value for both the business and the and internal as well as external customers. This is the idea of management. Means management is concerned with, in one word, if I can tell you, management is concerned with day to day, only day to day business operations. I am breaking down the definition. Number one, management is concerned with day-to-day business operations. Number one, we are building the concept, so don't hurry up. Just focus on what we are discussing. All the key terms, everything that we are going to discuss in the class. Next, it runs the day-to-day operations in such an efficient and effective manner that it creates value for the customers. Now the next question is, how does it runs the business in an efficient and effective manner? There are several functions of management which makes this process efficient and effective. And only if they are well coordinated. Say you have a better plan in place, you have right people in place, so you are doing better, planning, organizing, staffing. Then you have better motivated people, means you are directing well, you are leading well, and wherever there is a deviation, you are controlling them as well. And there is a proper communication system within the organization. If there is any feedback down the line, while the production unit is facing some problem, they are sharing with the manager is sharing with the top management. The same time, if there is a product, if the product can be improved, if more value can be created, and there is a feedback at lower level, the upper level is, it is shared to the middle management is sharing to the top management, and it is running, business is run in such a well coordinated manner that it is creating value for the customer, either it is internal or it is external. This is the real definition of management. First note it down so that we can proceed now. First note all the things. I'm giving you a full screen. First note it. Note this page. This is very important. You need to have a note of everything that is being discussed in the class. We are building our syllabus step by step. Don't hurry up. We are making sense. We are building it step by step. Okay. This is the reducing input and maximizing the output. This is another definition of efficiency. I'm sure you have learned efficiency in class 12, and this is what we are discussing here now. And if you can be efficient, you can become effective. So pause these pages step by step and note it. We are moving to the next concept. Right? You pause it and note it. Now, coming back to the point. So here for me the definition. Now the definition will be very easy for you. Management is the process of planning and organizing the resources and activities of a business. Means day-to-day activities of the business. Clear? To achieve specific goals in the most efficient and effective manner possible. और goals क्या है? What are the goals? Goals is very simple, to maximize the value for the customer, internal as well as external customer. If I am making more profit, I am creating value for the internal customer, means business itself. If I am producing valuable goods and services through this process by efficient and effective management of my things, running this process very efficiently, it means I am creating value for the external customers. So that is my idea of management. Now there are different levels of the management. There is top level, middle level, lower level. At basics, fundamental, 11th, 12th class you have studied. The core idea of top management is strategy making. Who sets the vision, mission, goal, objective of the organization? Of course, the top management. Who sets the strategy of the organization? Of course, the top management. Means in this paper, as a student, you have to think like I am the boss. That's why my slogan is, yes, boss, how are you? Yes, boss, you are actually the boss. Think like a boss. Every student should be boss of the organization. Once you learn how to think like a boss, then only you will be able to understand strategic management, because every answer that you are going to write in the examination will be like as if a top management guy is writing something for the organization. So strategic management is a higher level management. It's not a general management, it's a higher level management where you are going to make a strategy for your organization, and you are going to talk strategy, you are going to discuss strategy, you are going to make sure that whatever strategy you have made, either it is proactive, reactive, current, actual, whatever types of strategies there, we will learn in later part of this chapter. But yes, what your competitive strategy, business strategy, corporate strategy, any strategic choice that you are going to make as a top management, it is your responsibility to make sure that this is implemented at lower level. This is top management. This is the role and responsibility of the top management. Okay, next, middle level. Middle level transform this strategy into SOP. Whatever strategy will be made at the top level, that will be transformed into standard operating procedures, popularly called as operating plans. Operating plans means functional plans. What production department will do, what finance department will do, and how will they do it. This is the responsibility of the managers to create. I am talking these levels with reference to strategic management. I'm not discussing these things. Report to top management, oversee first line managers. These are basic fundamental stuff that you already know. I am talking in a sense that we are studying strategic management, and why are we discussing this level of management? This is the difference between your study at 11th class, 12th class, foundation, and CA intermediate. In CA intermediate, when you are looking at these levels vertically, you are basically thinking what top management will contribute in strategic management process. So for me, top management is going to create a strategy. Different kind of strategic choices are there. There is a dedicated chapter 2, 3, 4 for this top management, where we are talking about different types of strategies in different situations. And middle level management is sitting there not idle. They are just following top management strategy and preparing operating plans. Say, what will be my plan for production? What will be my innovation plan? What will be my product design plan? What will be my R&D plan? Managers are supposed to be there. Why there is a finance manager? Because he is going to prepare the SOP, standard operating procedure. Note it, SOP. For the finance department, for the accounts department, he will set the collection policy. He will payables, receivables. He is going to manage that. He is going to manage working capital. He is going to take capital budgeting decisions, and for that he is preparing, capital budgeting decision making framework. This is the responsibility of the middle level management, because he is bound by the top management's overall strategy of growth, because top management wants to grow, and for that he has given a current strategy to the organization, and the managers are working on the SOPs. They are preparing it and getting it implemented at lower level. So this is a level where our operating plans will be prepared, SOPs will be prepared. A brief example of SOP, let me tell you. Whenever you go for a car service in Hyundai showroom, what you observe is, you go, you give your keys, and you sign a paper where the technician comes, the mechanic comes and tells you that these are the problems, and sir, you will get your car after 3 hours. Why 3 hours? How confident he looks when he says you will get your car at door after washing at 3 hours? Because the workshop has an SOP. You see, outside the general manager's office, you will see a chart, flow chart being pasted on the wall, and it says if you have this kind of maintenance, it will take 3 hours. If you have this category of maintenance, it will take 5 hours. If you need emergency maintenance, it will take 60 minutes only, but you will have to pay extra. So there are SOPs for different type of works within the organization, and that is being prepared by managers. That's why I quoted outside the general manager office. You will see that. So this is SOP. Next, the first line manager or the lower level, popularly called as lower level or supervisory level, their responsibility is to implement these operating plans. OP, sir. Operating plans means strategies are made at top level, operating plans are prepared at middle level, and they all the strategies are implemented at lower level through operating plans. Is it clear to you? That's why I am talking about levels of management in your syllabus. That's why this is my only concern. I want to make sure. And of course, there are the functions of management that is going to help me, like planning, organizing, directing, controlling, leading, motivation, everything. Communication is going to support me throughout at every level, so that I can make sure that my strategy made at top has been implemented at lower level through operating plans. Is it clear to you? So now your responsibility is to think like a top management guy, where you are going to prepare a strategy and you are going to monitor middle and lower level as a chartered accountant, that whatever I have said, let my friends, be implemented without fail. Whatever plans I have made, long-term planning I have done, that should be implemented through operating plans at lower level. This is one question that it dealt. In past year, the same philosophy is asked for 3 marks. Such a small things for 3 marks. And most of the students, most of your friends, if you ask them, they will confuse you. They don't know why this level of management is there. Just simply know that this is, setting objective, vision, mission, goal, objective, report to this, report to that. Hey, this is mechanical stuff. Everybody knows. For in 12th class, 11th class, you have studied in advance. Here the ICAI purpose to give you this level of management is to simply tell you that what is, where strategy will be made, where SOP will be made, and where it will be implemented. So sir, now take a note. There are 3 levels of management as per strategic management. Strategies, matlab different type of strategies are made at top management level by few people of, and the level of management and the people at the top level management who prepare the strategy is called as a strategy group. Just for your knowledge, I'm telling you. Okay? People of strategy group. Next, strategies are implemented at lower level through an operating plan, SOP, standard operating procedures made at middle level of management. Is it loud and clear? Please note it down. These things you have to remember forever. Never forget, because you will see in every chapter this concept coming in again and again. Whatever I have, discussed with you in last 1 hour is going to be a backbone of your strategic management study, because there is a thin line difference between management and strategic management. So if you want to really write strategic management stuff, not the management stuff, in your paper, you need to understand these small things. They look small, but they have a huge impact when we will be discussing in other chapters in detail. Now, coming back to the point, pause it and note it. Coming back to the point. So this is what it is. Now, first question, and very very hot question of the coming examination, in your next attempt. And this is an amendment also in ICAI amendment. Note it. The term management is used in two senses. Why the term management is used in two senses? What are the two senses? Number one, there is a key group, as you know, who is the in charge of the organizational affairs. Key group means there is a team. So mark it as a team. And you saw the hierarchy at different level, and they have different kind of responsibilities, and they are managing it, and how they are managing it. Now I'm asking a very simple question to you. There is a key group in charge within the organizational affairs, who are running the business, who are managing the activities, who are responsible for managing it efficiently and effectively, who are actually responsible for the profitability, who are responsible for valuation, value creation, etc., etc., and etc. Now I am asking a simple question to you. Planning is the key function of any organization. Planning, very important. What to do, how to do, when to do, and who will do this. Deciding about this is planning. And plan means what to do, how to do, when to do, and who will do this. This is plan. And deciding about this plan is called planning. So planning is an important function of the management of this key group. Can you tell me who is planning more? Top level, middle level, or lower level? Planning is done by whom? I know 90% of you will tell that top management is responsible for planning now. But my dear friends, don't you think that middle level has also to plan something? They have also to prepare SOP and operating plans. As I told you earlier, right now I gave a note on that. Means planning is also a subject matter of middle management. Now, suppose you prepared a strategy of growth, and for that we need to produce 5 lakh units per day in our plant. And in that factory, who is going to implement that? Of course, lower level manager is going to produce that. Production department is going to work on that SOP of producing 5 lakh unit per day. Now I'm asking a question. Don't you think that this level you need a better inventory planning? You need a better cost reduction plan. You need a better cost control plan. You need to plan your time management. Time and motion study is supposed to be done here. You need to control your overheads, etc., etc., etc. Yes, sir. Sir, but we also need a planning here. Means at every level of the organization you need a plan, and you need planning. Don't you think that EOQ is a part of economic order quantity, setting the limit of reorder level or emergency stock level or inventory control? Any level, emergency stock, minimum stock, maximum stock, reorder level is a part of your plan. It is also a planning. Yes or no? Minimum cash level, maintaining a minimum working capital within the organization, optimum working capital within the organization. It is not a part of plan. Yes, sir. This is also a part of plan done by the finance manager or the finance department. Yes. So at lower level also we need planning. So you need every function of management at every level, because there are key people who are in charge of the affairs of the business, and they need to do all the need to implement every function and process of the management. Point number 2. How? I will explain. A set of functional processes are carried out by the management of the organization. Without this, without well coordinated effort to manage the function and processes, you won't be able to get what you want to get. Means your input output ratio will not be perfect. You have learnt in costing CMA, performance based bonus, Rowan Taylor plan, input output ratio based bonus plan. Yes or no? What is that? What is that? That is particularly talking about this only, that you need to follow these function and processes so that you carry out your business operation in an efficient and effective manner. So there are two. Management is used within any organization in two senses. Number one, a key group or a team will be in charge of the organizational affairs, and that affair is nothing but the functions and processes. And that functions and process should be run in a very coordinated and organized manner. If it is not coordinated and organized, it will not fetch you with better results, better profits, etc. So for this, that how management functions will be used at different level, I have this diagram. You can take a note of this also, and I have prepared it myself. It's not book generated. So if I have top level or strategic or senior management level, of course I need more planning. If I say I need 3-star planning, here I need 2-star planning, here I need less planning. But I need planning at every level, but the quantum of planning will be less or more. It can be. Isn't it clear to you? Is it right? And this is what I was explaining in the last page here. We discussed it here, right? Similarly, organizing, very important. Top management needs more. Middle level management needs a little bit less, but it also needs organizing. And here also we need organizing, because we need lots of resources. We need to distribute, allocate resources. We need to plan for the people. We need to staff well within the organization. So this is to be done at every level. Yes, the quantum will be less or more. As far as directing is concerned, at top level it will be required less, because they are responsible for, middle level is responsible for SOP. They need more. They have to manage people, they have to coordinate with them, they have to motivate them, they have to play like a leader, they have a role to play here. They will lead more. But at supervisory layer we need the most, because here this is the place where we need to implement everything. All the strategies made at top level is to be implemented at lower level, and people need to be led better, to be motivated better. We need change management process, we need to put in good value system, we need to put good cultural aspects within the organization, so that we achieve what we deserve and we have planned. So for that we need directing function more here, a little less here, and very less here. And last but not the least, controlling. Controlling starts from the top. Who is the, in auditing you must have studied about the internal control, SA 315, assessing the risk of material misstatement through an understanding of the entity and its business environment. What did you study? Internal control mechanism to be developed by the top management. Management is responsible for developing the internal control mechanism within any organization. How? Through 3 P's: an organizational structure, policy, procedure, practices, and organizational structure. Am I right? Organizational structure is also a part of controlling. So policy, procedure, and practices to control the activities of the organization is to be set at the top level, isn't it? And then further at middle level, little less, and lower level, little less. But yes, it is supposed to be, because here we are only going to implement the controls that had been made at the top level, right? So how accounting will be done, to be decided at this level. How cost will be controlled in the better manner, through automation? Yes or no? Yes sir, through automation, to be decided at this level. So here we need more, and to be implemented gradually at lower level, so that we can control our costs. So different functions of management are supposed to be used at different level, in different velocity, different quantum, and that's it. This is the understanding that you need to upgrade from your 11th 12th class understanding, or your CA foundation understanding. And this is why this paper is here. The whole paper is based on these premises of management. Here for me, management is different than we studied in earlier classes. Earlier we studied it like running the business in an efficient manner, increasing profit, this and that. For me here, it's about building a strategy, it's about preparing SOPs, it's about implementing those SOPs at lower level, and for those using different functions and processes of management, and that is being listed. And you saw how these are used at different level of the management. And further, and any chapter you will carry forward this understanding, and with this assumption, this fundamental assumption, just imagine about any business and try to think like what I told you and what I discussed with you, right? Take it any example. Now we will move to the study mat. Let's see how our study mat has been made, and we are going to study all these aspects as per ICAI mat. Then we'll proceed to a case study, and then I will further tell you what are the chapters or being there that we are going to study, and why we are going to study like that. So sir, my chapter 1 book Khulja Simsim, we are going to study chapter number 1. My dear friend, this is a very, very hot chapter. As I told you earlier, in strategic management and financial management, either chapters are hot and sexy. There is nothing important like this. Why we are studying this chapter? Because it has an exam importance, and my sole purpose is to teach you as per the examination orientation. Of course, in first 2 classes, I will make lot of base studies. So I'm going to create lots of bases, and that's why I will be introducing so many key terms, and I will be discussing on that. So you will have to adapt to my style of study, where we are going to discuss some small things with a particular explanation that you need to keep in your mind. If these things fit into your mind, I'm sure you are going to learn strategic management in the real strategic management manner, not like hypothetically this that. I'm not going to uh, explain it with dictionary meaning. I'm going to deliver you with the real meaning, because the questions that are coming in the examination are very practical in nature. If you understand the subject line to line and between the line also, then only you will be able to write. So my idea is, let's start from the very basics and go to the top. Small milate jao, large banate jao. Simple. So exam orientation, and this exam orientation, the questions that will be asked in this attempt also will be 8 to 10 marks. With 8 to 10 marks weightage, we are going to spend at least 3 to 4 lecture into this chapter. Let's move forward. This is an introductory part. This is what you have to read. This is something I have introduced for you. Here I go and will read the concepts. And let's see if something new comes, we'll discuss. Otherwise, we'll move forward. Management is a field of study and profession which pertains to management principle, techniques, functions, etc. Yes, here we find a team or class of people, or maybe group of person who perform managerial activities. Say for strategic management, strategy making, we have a strategy group in place, right? I discussed about strategy group. It is a process of managerial activity like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. We discussed this is a sequence that we do. Management is both art and science. It is the art of making people more effective than they would have been without you, without management. And the science is how we do that. Science is an experiment based, so it tells us how to do that. Okay. And the same example that I discussed about a manager. One definition I would like to discuss: to manage is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control. In this definition, Henry Fayol did nothing but he mentioned all the functions of management, and that's it. Management is a function, a discipline, a task to be done, and managers practice this discipline, carry out the functions, and discharge these tasks. This is an old definition by Peter Drucker. The modern definition is management is a process. Management is a process. Management is a process because it is a continuous activity, and that's it is a process. What is the meaning of process? Can you tell me? This looks like a process where there is an input, there are set of activities, and there is an output. This is called process. This is called process. With this diagram, I am going to explain and define the process, the word process. Do you know? Because देखो, management process in an organization. What is the meaning of process? Can anybody tell me? Please WhatsApp me today. If you learn, if you know what is the process. I know you have done process costing in CMA, or you will do. I know you follow auditing process in auditing subject, and you are talking about lots of process. Many times you talk about process, right? Listen to me. Process is nothing. Process needs an input. I will define also. And this input is being received by the organization from external environment. Say raw material, from where? Supplier. Say labor, from where? From the market. Trained people, from the market. Of course, fund from the bank or from the investors, or sources of funds are there. So technology, either somebody will develop or you will develop in-house, but you need money. So there are inputs are being received from the environment. Any organization gets an input from the organization. Either it is a manufacturing organization, it is a trading organization, it is a service organization, it is a retailer or e-tailer. Whosoever you are getting input from the environment in different forms. Land, labor, capital, management, technology, brain, skill, raw material, whatever you need, hawa, pani, everything, right? So you are getting an input. Now what you do with the input? See, management says we do set of activities. Say A1, A2, organizing. Then we need people A3, lead them, control them, and in any plant, any factory, any organization, any bank, any organization, any organization, through these processes you get an output. And output is something like it's a product. It can be you invested money, you got profit, output. You introduced raw material, labor, land, labor, capital, you got product and services that are valuable. You go to the customer, you provide them service, and customer is satisfied, he gives you feedback, that is an output, right? So output can be in different forms, and this is what you share with the environment again. Means any organization gets the input from the environment and gives it to the environment. Say you produced product and services for whom? To keeping in the warehouse or for the customers? For the customer. So you do business for whom? For the society or for yourself? For both. For customers. So whatever we do, input, we take input, we do some activities which are well coordinated. Can there be organizing after planning? No, sir. We need to plan, then organize. Planning is first. Then we need staff, then we lead, then we control. There is a process, a set of activities which are well coordinated. And can you tell me how much money did you spend in this? Yes, sir, I can tell you. 5 lakh rupee. It's a measurable activity. It's not that it is hypothetical. Khayalon mein. No. In dreams. No. It's an activity. Any process is a set of activity or sequence of activity which is well coordinated, which is well planned, which is measurable, and which takes several inputs to convert it into output, which creates value for the customer. Customer means internal as well as external customer. This is the beauty of any process, be it management or be it a strategic management process. I don't bother. Or be it's a production process, or be it's a purchase to payment process, or order to cash ka process, receivable ka process, or payable ka process. I don't care. Every process takes input through sequence of activity which are well coordinated and well controlled, produce some output, and that is valuable to the customer. This is the definition of process. Now you put any process in front of me, I will explain the same way. So the brief meaning of process you need to understand. Very important thing. Most of the students just use it. Process, continuous process. Circle is round. Arre, circle is always round, bhai. Why do you need to write a circle is round? Process is also always continuous. You don't need to write continuous process. Think about this. Thinking is a very tough task. Now write the definition of process. Note it down. That's why I told you in today's class, I'm going to give you lots of briefing about small things, because they would contribute to our syllabus, and that will make your journey easy, understanding very easy about this paper. Listen, right, process. Process means there is an input or several inputs. There are set of activities. Set of activities which converts into an output. Process is a set of or sequence of well coordinated and measurable, means that can be measured or standardized activities A1 to AN, which takes, I did nothing, I just saw the diagram, I established this diagram in front of you through management process diagram, and I'm just writing it in my words, and that is bookish definition of your process. And that is you will find everything everywhere, either in finance or in costing or in strategic management. Process will remain the same. Process is a set of sequence of well coordinated and measurable activities which takes one or more inputs to transform into an output which creates value for the internal as well as external customers. Means any business follows the process to transform input into output so that it creates value for the customer. The same definition will be used or understood in strategic management process throughout. Just take a note, pause it, note it, and we'll proceed now. I hope you noted it. Pause it, note it. Now I know there will be a question, sir, is process definition in our syllabus? I will say no. It is not there in the syllabus. So then why are you teaching this process to us? Why are you wasting our time? This can be your, question to me. Let me tell you, my dear friends, here if you are talking about management is a process of planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling, which is well coordinated, and there is a very well established communication system within them, and collectively they perform activities and collectively they give us an output that is of value to the organization and to the customer. They collectively make the whole process efficient and effective. Then when you say so, it is very much required that you mean it. Understanding is the guarantee of memory. Memory is not the guarantee of understanding, and therefore I need to tell you what the process means in strategic management for us, and that's why I am teaching you. So in first two lectures I am going to give you so many small concepts, some fundamental stuff that will be of very much use to you. Let's move to a practical question now. Sorry, we had to complete it. Let's complete it and then we'll move to a case study. So the term management is used in two senses. We already did this. A key group in an organization in charge of its affairs. In relation to an organization, management is the chief organ entrusted with the task of making it purposeful and productive entity, means making any business a productive entity by undertaking the task of bringing together and integrating the disorganized resources of manpower, money, material, technology, which are then combined into a functioning whole. Don't you think that this is a process? The process, they are saying that the integrating disorganized resources, matlab through a process, means through a process. Yes, an organization becomes unified functioning system, means a business system. Unified functioning system means organization as a whole is a business system. Business system, a system that executes the task assigned by the business processes. Say I tell you to produce something, you will go to the procurement department, you get raw material from your supplier, then you will produce, you need machinery, etc. So there are set of things, right? And there you need lots of planning, organizing, directing, controlling. You need management functions so that you can produce what you are desiring. When management systematically mobilizes and utilizes the diverse resources efficiently and effectively, the survival and success of an organization depends upon a large extent to the competence and character of its management. The kind of management it has, the kind of managerial process we follow, on that only our success or survival is dependent. Very good, very small, very simple. Management has to also facilitate organizational changes and adaptation for effective interaction with the environment. Means without interaction of the environment, management is of no use, because you have to take the input from environment and you have to give the output also to the environment. So your interaction with the internal and external environment is universally true. It cannot be, it's a universal truth. So you have to understand this. So this is how a key group in an organization in charge of the affairs is going to execute the task efficiently and effectively. Number two, a set of interrelated function and processes carried out by the management of an organization, and that is planning, organizing, directing, staffing, controlling, etc. Okay, they range all the way from determination of the goal, design of the organization, mobilization, acquisition of resources, allocation of tasks and resources among the personnel, activity units, and installation of control system to ensure that what is planned is achieved. Sir, this is nothing but the explanation and the write up of this process flow. Write up of this process flow, and that's it. Management formulate organizational goals, values, and strategies to cope up with, to adapt, to adjust themselves with the behavior and changes in the environment. Again, sir, environment is very important. Without that, you cannot even imagine about management or strategic management. The idea is why I'm reading line to line, because I want to understand line to line. I want to read between the lines also, because in current examination pattern, MCQs are the reality. So MP sir, I will tell it, I will name it as MP sir, MCQ point sir. Wherever I will find that there is worth noting it for MCQ point, we will mark it also, right? So let's move to the next topic. Before that, let's take a 5-minute break and we'll be back after the break. So see you after the break, and we'll start a case study, and basis that I'm going to discuss the chapter plan and the time that I'm going to spend with each chapter. Have a 5 minutes break and we'll be back shortly. Thank you. Okay, boss, let's get started after the break. So before going to the break, we were talking about management and the two important senses in which the management is being used within the organization, and we did it very well. Now you understand the fundamentals. Now we are moving towards a new concept called strategy, because this is something you were waiting very eagerly. Sir, what is the meaning of strategy? We have not yet started, though we are into the first lecture, but let's start with strategy. What is strategy? Of course, I told you it is a plan to win. You can note also. You can take a note of this also. A plan to win. But from where has this word originated? Many people say many things about strategy. But in my sense, strategy has come from military. It has originated from military. And especially this word has been originated from a word called strategos. A Latin word called strategos means generalship. Generalship. And what is the meaning of generalship? Generalship means the military general, the art of the general. And what does the general do? General is what general does. General leads his military to success. This is what it is. General is who? It is top management of the military organization who is leading or heading a team, going to battle field and trying to win in the battle, right? So generalship. The meaning of generalship is nothing but the art of a general. This is something strategy is. The art of the general is strategy. General is known for strategy, not for fighting the battle, but let their team fight the battle to win the battle. This is what a general does, and this is the strategy. From military point of view, strategy has originated from the word generalship. Now coming back to the business. As you well observed, that in strategy, in the real sense, strategy is all about a planning to win, how to win the race. So in business also the same thing should be applied, because businesses are born to compete, and once we are into competition, everybody would like to get maximum market share. Everybody would like to get above average profit within the industry. Everybody would like, every competitor, every company would like to create more value than its rival, and they would like to earn more and more customer share, customer margin, customer profit margin, customer market share, market position. So the battle is beating the competition. But how do we do that? For that, I have a numerical, practical, case based example. Through that we are going to understand, and we are going to define the strategy in real sense. If you ask me the layman's definition of a strategy, or a straight definition of a strategy that you want to mug up, I will say, listen to me very carefully and you can note it down. Strategy refers to the ideas, plans, action, and support employed. These four things employed, I pass, ideas, plans, action, and support employed to achieve competitive advantage over the rivals. Rivals means not enemy. We are not enemy to anyone, but our rivals, our competitors. Here rival means competition. Competitors means, if you ask me the simplest definition of strategy, I will say strategy is nothing but the ideas of the top management. Ideas of the top management, popularly known as vision, mission, goals and objectives, for which you have planned to achieve these vision, mission, goals and objective. Strategic intent, it is also called as strategic intent of the top management. What top management wants to achieve, what is the idea behind the whole game, and therefore they want to make a plan, and plan without action is of no use. So you need to implement the plan. Whatever your plan is, of course this is a long term plan to achieve something big in the market, and you have to implement it. And to implement you need support, means you need resources. You need resources can be tangible as well as intangible. Plant machinery building, tangible resources, intangible, a brand of the company, skill of the organization has, the mindset, the decision making, the culture, the work culture, the value system the organization has, and the change management capability the organization is having. All these are support that is required to achieve what the organization wants to achieve. If you want to make the idea a reality, you need plan, action, and support, and this you employ to achieve competitive advantage, because the businesses are born to compete, and whenever we compete to win. This is the strategy definition. So layman's definition, you can say without understanding we can mug up this definition. Strategy is nothing but it refers to IPASS. Ideas, plans, action, and support. IPASS, ideas, plans, action, and support. This is how you can, cram the definition. But do you know what is this is? What this is actually in real sense? What is this? How does this happen within the industry? Let me visualize it. Let's visualize it through an example. And the example in the form of case study, and we are going to discuss two brands. One is Maruti Suzuki, as you know, another is Tata Motors. In great news nowadays, and there is a lot of discussion going on. There are two products. One is Grand Vitara Brezza of Maruti Suzuki, another is Harrier. And who is the best? The one who is having superior strategy is the best, isn't it? The one who can create more value has the competitive advantage. And what is competitive advantage? Competitive advantage means when we beat our rival, when we have an edge over the rival, when one army has an edge over the other army. And how does it happen? For that, I am discussing this case, and I hope you are going to follow me. Now, guys, so both these products are created, are produced. How these products are produced? Any product, say my book, say this pen, say this laptop, say this screen, say this lecture. How is this produced? Say these two cars. So to produce each and every product or service, we need to have a business system in place. What? Business system, as I discussed earlier. Business system. Sir, how does this business system look like? Business system means a system of a business which is responsible for creating any valuable goods and services. And that system is built like this flow chart. Just see this flow chart and you will have an idea what the business system is. Sir, is this business system in our syllabus? Yes, this is very much in your syllabus. In fact, this is very much in every subject in CA intermediate or final in your syllabus, because everything revolves around this business system. And any business starts from where? Started by a promoter or the top management through an idea. Idea is the beginning. And that's why in my definition of strategy, there was an idea and then plan. So once you have an idea, you validate it through marketing research. Then you establish plant and facility. You do a lot of R&D, because through this you decide which kind of product or service I am going to create. Number 3. Number 4, then you do some pilot production. It never happens that any organization produces 1 crore of a product at random. No, they first produce 5, 6, 7, then they go for pilot testing. If the organization is confirmed that this product is as per the idea that was generated in the early stage of the business of any product, say iPhone was made. So at first instance, did Apple created, produced 1 crore iPhones? No, they produced 1, 2, 3, 4 test, pilot production. They did some pilot production, means for testing. They did some pilot testing, means sample testing. And after that, once they are confirmed that this product is valuable, it has all the feature, quality, durability, availability, service, after sales service, and it is going to have a good impact over the customer, and it is going to satisfy the customer, and it is going to justify the price that we are going to charge, then only the organization moves ahead with bulk production. And this is the system from where the system, this is where the system starts from. Now, of course, in costing, as you know, to produce any goods and services that we are sure about that this is going to do some wonders for the company, we do procurement, raw material and resources. Then we do manufacturing, production ke baad we go for logistics and operations, from where we send the products to the warehouse. Of course, in FM also we'll discuss all these processes in working capital management. Finished goods, WIP, scrap, Then warehouse, then it is handling orders, because marketing department is generating orders for the customers. Sales and marketing combined together, advertisement, branding, etc. And then we are going to supply these product and services through logistics to the customer sending us the feedback of the product, whether they are satisfied or not. And sometimes they are looking for the service and after sales service that is being provided to the customer by the collaborative effort of our logistics, operation and marketing department. We serve the customer in the best possible manner, and then we get also receivable. For that, the company is there to, the finance department is there to manage the finances, accounts, etc. And of course, human resource department is required, because you, to do all these activities, you need people. So for staffing, they are there. So sir, this is the business system. This is a system that creates this kind of products, goes and sells into the market, and generates revenue and profit and market share for us. So this is the business system. You must have uh, got the brief overview of this system in your costing paper or in CA foundation. But here I told you how these products are being manufactured, how value is being added to this product. Who is responsible to add value to this product or that product? That is the business system. Means a company having a better business system is going to create more value, isn't it? It's going to add more value in terms of future quality, technology, durability, availability, etc. Isn't it? Yes, sir. So, sir, this system created this car. Now, this car is there, Maruti. Now see what is the value. What is, how do we perceive? Suppose I go to buy this Grand Vitara Brezza car. What will I see? I will see, sir, tell me what is the model of this car, 2022. Sir, how many features are there? What is interior? What is exterior? What is dimension? Fuel efficiency? Kitna deti hai? Isn't it? Suspension, what kind of suspension the car has, engine, transmission, fuel economy, efficiency, etc. I'm going to check. Then metallic mix, how strong this car is, and then how much is the warranty, guarantee, and the battery warranty, etc. Because this is a hybrid car, right? So this car came with this kind of feature. It means the Maruti Suzuki business system generated this value. So this is what? This is the value created by the business system of balance sheet. Nahi, don't think that this is a balance sheet. Business system, you don't need to note it, right? Business system of Maruti Suzuki. This is the value created by this company, right? Now get the numerical of this particular value creation activity, because any value creation activity is not for free. When the business system has a cost, if you have procurement, there is a cost involved. If you manufacture, there is a cost involved. Now we are talking about data. On the basis of data, I'm going to explain how much value does this car create for the customer. What is the perception in the mind of the customer about the car? What is value? What is value? If we have to define value in real terms, how will we define value? Note the definition of value, then we'll come to this numerical discussion. Please note it down. Value, definition of value. Note it, value. Value is the amount of worth of a given product or service as perceived by the customer. As I always maintain that the value is a perception. Different people have different perception about different products. Say if I find something valuable, you may not be. I am too much interested in book, you are not interested in book. So your perception about that book value will be different. My perception will be different. Today I need a car. Car is going to satisfy my needs. If you are offering me train, I am not going to offer get that offer. You are offering me aeroplane, that is not going to satisfy my needs. So for me that product is not valuable. You are looking for a laptop, I am offering you this pen. You will say, what will I do with this pen? This is of no use to me, this is not valuable to me. So therefore we can say we say thanda bole to Coca Cola, toothpaste means Colgate, tea means Tata tea. How does this perception work, right? And why do we hire big top shot top notch actors, actresses, and the players and the footballers and the cricketers to promote our product? Why these advertisements are there? These are simply there to create the perception about any product's value is created, but how will this reach to the customer, and it will affect their mind. To affect their mind, we have a advertisement campaign, branding campaign, etc., and the marketing campaign. So that is a perception. So value is the amount of worth of a given product and service as perceived by the customer, for which, and now based on the perception, he is willing to pay. Willing to pay. This willingness to pay, and whatever he pays is price. Whatever he pays is price. And for what he pays is value. Value is something for which the customer pays. Means suppose a product is, you think, you believe, you perceive, your mind says, तुम्हारा दिमाग कहता है कि that this product is of 20 lakh rupee, and you go and see in the market that this is being offered for the 18 lakh rupee. You feel that okay, 20 lakh product that I perceived is available at 18 lakh, let's buy it, and you pay 18 lakhs. Whatever you pay is price, and whatever you are willing to pay is value. So that willingness to pay means you are willing to pay 20 lakh, you are offered 18 lakhs. So that is the, there is a difference of 2 lakh, and that is your margin. This is called as customer margin. This is called as customer margin. This is the concept of value. And what is the concept of worth? How do you perceive that this product is having worth? You decide the worth of any product on the basis of, as I told earlier, feature, quality, durability, technology, availability, service, after sales service, marketing, advertisement, branding. Basis that you judge the worth of any product. Means value is judgmental aspect, right? So okay, this is the definition of value. I think you got it. Now coming back to my case study. Sir, Maruti created this valuable product, this value they created, and to create this value, of course, you have to pay something, you have to expend, you have to bear an expenses. So say industry average cost of producing this kind of Vitara Brezza car is 12 lakh. Say for example, it is of 12 lakh. Now this is a numerical practical example. Through this you are going to understand what strategy actually is. Now, if a company bears a cost of 12 lakhs, it produces a car of worth rupees 19 lakh. This is the worth. All these features combined together, if they are quantified, if they are evaluated, if we do accounting analysis of all these values created by Vitara Brezza, it amounts to rupees 19 lakh rupee. Means we spent 12 lakhs to create a product worth rupees 19 lakhs. Is it clear to you? So this is my cost and this is my value. So once we deduct cost from the value, we get profitability. This is profitability. Is the firm earning 100% profitability? No. Why? Because firms not only want to earn profit, it wants to earn market share as well. For that, the company is offering its product at 17 lakh rupee. Say 19 lakh product has been offered to the customer at 17 lakh. What customer is getting out of this? Money not spent is money saved. So customer margin is 2 lakh rupee. Customer is feeling that a product of 90 lakh is available at 70 lakh. He's so happy, smiling. With a smiling face, he's going to buy this product. So whenever if he buys this product at 70 lakh rupee, the company is going to earn a profit of 5 lakh rupee. This is the whole value creation mechanism, the way it works within the industry. Means you produce a valuable product at a certain cost, you create a certain amount of value into that, and that is quite perceived by the market as 19 lakh rupee. You sell it at a lower price, lower value, means that is the price, say 2 lakh less, 17 lakh. 17 lakh minus 12 lakh is your profit, but 19 minus 17 lakh, 2 lakh is customer profit, for which the customer will be willing to buy. If you want the customer to show his willingness to pay, if you want his, listen to me very carefully again and again, if you want the customer to show his willingness to pay, for that you will have to offer something. You will have to offer them saving, and this saving of 2 lakh will attract the customer, and it will increase your market share. And if you can increase your market share, say you have a 20% market share, you definitely have a market position. Say you are a number 1 company, number 2 company, number 3 company, number 4 company. So ultimately you are earning profit, you are earning market share, market position, but all it's due to the profitability band that you have created, isn't it? Because your customer margin, say profitability band here is 19 minus, profitability band is here is 19 minus 12, that is equal to 7. Out of this 7 lakh, what did you do? You divided in two parts, customer margin 2 lakhs and then firm's margin there is 5 lakhs. Means the whole profit or the customer margin, either it is internal customer or the external customer, for both the margin comes from this profitability. This profitability, this is the concept of profitability, and this is the difference between profit and profitability. This 5 lakh is profit, 7 lakh is profitability. Profitability means the amount of larger amount of profit that you can earn, but being kind enough, the company offers his part of the profit to the customer so that he can get my product, he can buy my product, and he can increase my market share and market position, and further it will add to your brand also. This is a strategy of any company while producing a product or service, but this is the strategy of one company. And as I told earlier, now I am giving a twist to this case. As I told earlier, that businesses are born to compete. It is not that Maruti is the sole, they don't have monopoly. That whatever they will set price, whatever kind of value they want to create, they will create and set a price and the people will buy. No, there are rivals as well. So whenever there is, wherever and whenever you find a term competition, there you find a term strategy, and you will then only you will be able to decide that which company has an advantage over the other, whether there is an advantage or not. So for to decide that, you need to study further. Sir, in the meantime, what happened? Maruti did this project. Their business system produced Grand Vitara Brezza, offered this value, and went to the market with this, mathematics, with this numericals. What happened next is more interesting, and the thing is, another competitor is waiting over there, Tata Motors. Tata Motors said, well, you offer Grand Vitara, I have something more to offer, let me offer, and then we'll decide who is better and who wins the race and who has a better strategy, who has a competitive strategy, and who has an advantage in the market and who grabs more market share. So they are offering Tata Harrier. Of course, this Tata Harrier has also been produced by the same business system of Tata Motors that we discussed earlier. Now, what Tata is offering is, Tata said, boss, look, you were offering 2022 model, I am offering 2023 model. So this is an advanced model. Bolo yes or no? Yes, sir. So do you think that this is an advantage of Tata Motors? Now tell me. This is the plus that they did over Maruti, and this is the advantage of Tata Motors. Now, second, they also offered multiple feature, interior, exterior, dimension, fuel efficiency. Now, coming back to the fuel efficiency. Suspension, a better suspension. They said Tata Harrier has a better suspension than, that Grand Vitara Brezza. So the market perceived it as superior. Means this is a plus, this is adding more value, this is an advantage. This is an advantage. This is, see how the company scores an advantage over the rival. Scores an advantage over the rival. How they gain an edge over the rival? Because if you were creating X value, I am producing something with X plus value. If I am producing X plus value, I am offering X plus value. Why won't you tell me that this is a more valuable product than the earlier one? Yes, sir, I will tell you. I will definitely agree with you. Now, engine and transmission better. Sir, metal mix, they had 48% metal mix. Tata hai to steel hai. Tata has better capability of producing steel. They are much tougher, much bolder, much stronger, and safety rating is 5-star. Tata comes with a 5-star safety rating. Do you know this? So because of this metal mix, they have 74% metal mix, more airbags, and 3 to 4 years warranty against 2 years warranty, and their brand presence is very strong because they are using the platform of Jaguar. So these all are again advantages. Means now we agree, we are on the same page, we all are on the same page sitting in the class that, sir, Tata Harrier, Tata Motors created more value than Grand Vitara Brezza. Tata Motors is creating more value than Maruti Suzuki, and this is the reason why they have an advantage over their rival firm, Grand Vitara Brezza of Maruti Suzuki. This is called competitive advantage. More value you create, the more competitive advantages you gain. Right? Means now we are on the same page and we agree with each other through this example that the strategy of Tata Motors is working. The definition of ideas, plans, action, and support, I-PASS is working over here because the ultimate goal is to gain an edge over the rival, to get competitive advantage over the rival. And the more value we create, the more competitive advantages we gain. Now write this. Whatever you understand from here, take a note of this, and then we'll proceed further. I have more to discuss. I have again numericals to discuss on this. So before coming to this point, take few notes over here. Take a note. It's a very important note because the whole syllabus is dependent upon this example. The kind of grade, the kind of numerical, the type of words, the type of definitions, the type of explanation, the type of scenario, and the type of strategy orientation we are gaining here in this first class. This is going to build the real base of all the 5 chapters. Whatever and whichever chapter you will be studying, you will remember these things a lot, because these things will be repeated 1,000 times in your syllabus, and 90% of the students don't understand this. They simply go and try to run and mug up and cram the definitions, the sentences, and the paras and words, and literally this is not possible without this, because you don't only need to know the key terms, you need to understand the key terms. If there is understanding, it is the guarantee of memory, but the memory doesn't guarantee your understanding, right? And unless and until you have an understanding of the concept and the key terms, you won't be able to justify with the case based questions and the MCQs especially. So my style, our style should be completely different than what it is very popular in the market. We have to differentiate ourselves if you want to win. If you want to have a plan to win, you will have to differentiate yourself from the masses. It is not necessary that the masses go on the right direction. Bhed chal, right? Herds go in the wrong direction sometimes. We don't need to do that. We need to understand and study the subject as the subject says. FM has different flavor, SM has different flavor, right? This is a different theoretical paper which is quite practical. SM is a theoretical paper because here we don't write in numbers, but this is a completely practical paper, whereas FM is a paper which is practical as well as numerical. That's why we call it a practical paper, but both has different dimension. We have to plan both the papers in a different manner. So whenever I will be in FM, I will be talking differently, and here I'm talking differently. So attitude will change. We have to follow the attitude of the subject, and I think you agree with me. Now, coming back to the point, whatever we heard, we understood from the example of Maruti Suzuki and Vitara Brezza. Now we are going to note it down. Every company has a business system that is responsible for creating value in its products. An organization having a better business system, in short, I'm writing BS, has an advantage over its rival or competing firm. This edge over the rivals in value creation is called competitive advantage. The more value a firm, organization, or company, anything that is there in the question, the more value a firm creates, the more competitive advantages it gains. Now, from here onwards, I will say CA. CA means competitive advantage, right? BS means BS means business system. What did I say? Very important here. The more value we create, the more competitive advantages we gain. Because till now, in this case study, we established ourselves that a firm creating more value has an edge over the rival, and that is called competitive advantage. And this is due to the unique features that it has in its product and services. Do you agree with me? So now, right, about competitive, this is based on understanding, and I will match with your study material, right? So just listen to me, just understand the concept and write it yourself. There is no need that you mug up each and everything. How much will you mug up? 200 pages, 500 pages, 2000 pages, 8000 pages, how much? There is no limit. The only way is understand it and write it yourself. Now, competitive advantage is nothing but the unique features, value of any products or services that are considered by the market superior and significant. Superior and significant than their rivals. So competitive advantage is nothing but unique features of a product or service. Just underline unique features of a product or services. Any product or services produced by the company or their business system, considered by the market superior and significant. This is superior and significant than their rivals. If you produce something with unique feature that are superior and significant than your rivals, that is called your competitive advantage. While competing, you have an edge over the rival. The more value you create, the more competitive advantage you gain. This is the basics. Please note it down. Please take a note. Please pause it, note it, then we'll proceed further. Before that, we cannot proceed further. This page, please pause and note this one. Now pause and note this one. Guys, please. Let's move forward now. I hope you have noted. Now, coming back to the example again. Now, as we saw that this company has an advantage over the rival based on their unique features and the kind of value it has created over the rivals. Done. Now, see the calculation part. For this car, for creating this kind of value, they are incurring a cost of 11 lakhs. Now, I have a simple question. How much did Grand Vitara incur? You will say, sir, they were incurring 12 lakh rupees only. But here you are incurring 11 lakh only. Better product at lower prices. Kam mein ho dam mein ho kam. Better product at lower price, at lower cost. You are producing more value. This is the efficiency. This is the management. This is the strategic management, that you are putting such a kind of coordinated efforts. You are planning well, you are organizing well, you are directing well. Now concluding your whole study of today. Whatever class today we are running and we are understanding, we are concluding it through this. Means you did some automation, your processes were better, you saved on time, money, energy, you did some innovation, good R&D, and through that you did a better cost control exercise and cost reduction exercises. You followed great techniques and methodology of cost and management accounting, and finally your CMA study started showing its result, and you saved 1 lakh rupee. Means you are saving 1 lakh rupee than your rival. Saving money not spent is money saved. That is your profit, my dear friends. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, sir. This is your advantage. You are going to be cash rich because you saved 1 lakh rupee. There is nothing to hide. And at the same time, you created a better product than Grand Vitara Brezza. It means the perception of the value in the market, the amount of value that you are creating is of course higher. When we go to the market and the market judges it by 22 lakhs. The earlier product Grand Vitara Brezza was judged by the market of 19 lakhs. So you have 3 lakh advantage. Again, you have an advantage. You incurred less cost and produced a better product. Less cost, better product. Less cost due to the process efficiency. due to the cost smartness, due to some innovation, due to some technological advancement, due to some automation, we were quite able to save our cost, and we were able to create a better product, better version of product. So Grand Vitara Brezza product is superior by the Harrier product of Tata Motors. Means you are adding more value. Now tell me which has an advantage, and the customer will go towards which product? Of course, they will say, okay, Harrier is better than Grand Vitara Brezza. Now, what is your profitability band? So you will say profitability band is equal to 22 minus 11, means 11 lakhs. Earlier your profitability band was 7 lakhs, means here you scored 4 lakhs over your rival. Again, this is an advantage. So you are continuously scoring an advantage over your rival, either in terms of profitability, or in terms of cost saving, or in terms of value creation. And finally, see what I want to compete well with, our rival. I also want to charge 17 lakhs because my cost is 11 lakh na. My cost is 11 lakh as against Grand Vitara Brezza's 12 lakhs. So my battle has been won here only. I won my battle at first place. Prima facie, I am the winner. So what did I do at Tata Motors? I said, okay, though my product is quite valuable, better than my rival, but I will not charge too much, right? And Tata did the same thing in Tata Nexon. I think you have seen the car. That car replaced so many units of, Brezza or Creta. They were outplaced by that car. The reason was very simple. There was a lower cost, and Tata used that strategy, and they charged lower prices with a better product, and they gradually replace the market. And again, Harrier is also replacing other cars in this SUV segment. And this is the reason, and this is the real case study that I created for you guys with my own research and study. Now, why the customer will buy more and more of Tata Harrier? The reason is simple. Car is of 17 lakh only, better car at 17 lakh with better value, and the customer is getting a margin of 5 lakhs. So they will say money not spent is money saved. पैसे का ना जाना तो आना ही होता है. So what will this do? The in reaction, the market share and the market position of Tata Motors will get to new heights that will increase. So this will give them better market share and market position. Again, they have an advantage. Customer is offered more money. Again, this is an advantage over the rival. And again, profit. The earlier company, Grand Vitara, Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, was earning a 5 lakh profit on each and every product. They are earning 1 lakh more due to this cost saving. So this is again an advantage over the rival. All these advantages combined together is called as competitive advantages. Are you getting my point? And this particular grid of cost, price, profit margin, customer margin, and profitability band will be called pillar number 420. Popularly, I will tell it as pillar number 420. Whenever I say pillar number 420, you have to just imagine about this grid. And this is the backbone of whole strategic management. If you understood this backbone, you understood strategic management in totality. Now there is a formality that we are going to do in next 5 chapters. This is the end of the story. Here we complete our strategic management. The whole strategic management is concerned about how a business gain an edge over the rival. And it is only possible due to 3 reasons. What are the 3 reasons? Sir, you talked about so many things here, but you are saying that it is only possible due to 3 reasons. What are those 3 reasons? Number 1, cost. Number 2, value. And number 3, profitability. Rest are cost and details. Rest I am not bothered about. Profit. Now listen to me. Price is fixed by the market forces. I have nothing to do. If you want to compete, you want to charge 20 lakh, you can charge 19 lakh, you can charge. You want to charge 18 lakhs, you can charge. If you want to charge 17 lakh, you can charge. Customer margin. The more you will offer, the more market share you will get. It is all dependent upon the market forces. It is all about competition. Firm's margin. If you have a better profitability margin, you have a better profit. Say you could have earned 12 lakh profitability band, and you could have offered 5 lakh to this, then you could have earned 7 lakh, isn't it? So these are the byproducts. But the core area is there are only 3 things in the strategy. Strategy is concerned about 3 things: cost control and reduction, number 1; value creation, the more value we create, the more competitive advantage gain; and third, profitability band made. Because you are going to increase your market share only if you have a larger profitability band. And if you have a higher value and lower cost, of course you are going to have a higher profitability band. Yes or no? Yes or no? In both the examples we established through numericals that if you can control cost and you can increase value, of course your profitability band will be bigger, bigger and bigger. And if these three things are in control of the business, everything in the control of business, this is what strategy establishes. And this is why we call it that behind every successful dash there is a dash. I know what you are thinking. Behind every successful man there is a woman. Come out of this women philosophy. Behind every successful enterprise there is a superior strategy. Right? Take a note now. From here onwards, after this battle of these two companies, we are going to conclude. Now, last conclusion of today's class. Note. Strategy and strategic management is only concerned about three things: keeping the long-term goals and objectives of the firm in mind, because strategy is a long-term subject. It is concerned about long-term success of the organization. It has a vision, mission, goal and objective. Keeping all these things in mind, there are only three things as per strategy and strategic management. Number one, cost control. Number two, value added. And number three, in finance also, lower the cost, higher the value. We will finish whole subject based on this philosophy. Whole subject. Yes, I'm telling you, whole subject will be based on this philosophy only. Now, and the third is profitability band. Profitability. And that is value minus cost. Rest. Now, let's conclude. This is not the conclusion. Rest. Profit and customer margin are the byproduct of profitability created, cost saved and value added. So profit and customer profit, firm's profit or the customer margin or the customer profit is the byproduct of these three things. If you can do better, again profit and customer profit will be higher. Next, prices are fixed by the market forces. You are a price setter or price getter, whatever it is. Pricing strategy is quite decided by the market forces, fixed by the market forces. And based upon the accounting analysis of value added, जिसे हम बोलते हैं वैल्यू एनालिसिस. अभी you saw in my example that I gave an amount to the value. How much value created? I told you 22 lakhs. How much value it created? 19 lakhs. How did I come to that conclusion that this is equivalent to 19 lakhs? How was I able to quantify that? I gave a I talked in terms of amount. I did an accounting analysis. There is a numerical mechanism for that. I did an accounting analysis and I calculated how much value it has added, keeping the competitors' products or similar products in the market in my mind. I give a value to that. So your price will be completely depend on the value you create. Say 22 lakh value created, you fixed a price of 17, 18, 19 lakhs. Below that. Okay? Below that. Next. Market share. In brief, further I will call it as MS. And market position is dependent upon the price offered and customer margin given to the customers. Given, yeah, offered. Right? So market share, market position are again dependent on the customer margin that is being offered, price that is being set. So the philosophy is only three things are superior. These are of prime importance in strategy and strategic management, and my whole focus throughout the syllabus will be on this. So any student who is writing a strategic management paper will have to keep in mind, here you are going to differentiate with your competitors, your other friends who will be talking about price, product, market share, market position, but you will not be. You will be talking about cost control, cost reduction, cost aspect. You will be talking about value addition and profitability. Then the examiner will understand that no, this guy understands strategic management. He is a core person from strategic management, and he is not talking about general management. He is talking about specifically advanced level strategic management that we are going to study. This is the differentiating point, because whenever you have heard about this paper, you must have heard that, sir, the price set by the company is lower, so strategically they have an advantage. No, price is not everything. BMW is charging high. Some company iPhone is charging very high. How come Apple they are getting better market than Apple? Vivo, Oppo are not near to them. Why? Why they are not? Why Samsung is not cash rich company than Apple? They must have been bigger than Apple. Why not? So the kind of product, the value you create, accordingly you set the price. Price is set by the market forces. Price is of not that importance in strategic management. Again, I'm telling you, if you create a premium product, you can charge high. If your product is not premium, you charge anything and nobody will buy. I provide a very good class at a very high price, people will buy. I provide a very good product at a lower price, people will buy. I provide a bad class, though teachers and books are never bad, but still, I don't provide a quality class at a very, very cheaper price. Even for free, nobody will buy. Just imagine, just try to think about this. Am I talking sense? You think about your buying habits, you think what you buy on daily basis. Just give an eye around you, try to study what you do every day. You are ready to pay for a good product, valuable product, either low price or high price, whatever it is. But the prime concern is the product should be valuable, and strategy is all about valuable products, value addition, cost reduction, and profitability band. All about this. So let's conclude. And this is why I established in this question that they have an advantage over the others. So you can say the Tata Motors Harrier has an advantage over the Maruti Suzuki's Grand Vitara Brezza, and this is how I can establish the strategy is IPAS: ideas, plans, action, and support to employ competitive advantages against the rivals. Right? Done. Let's close this. Yes, sir. Now coming to your book. Now give me a chance. Go to your book. Go to page number 83. Page number 83. Right? This is something you have to read. Read it. Then go to page number 54. Here you will get competitive advantage notes. Just don't think twice. Go to this place. Here you will get value creation notes. Value creation. One page here and one page here. In the next class, you have to come prepared. You just read it and come to the next class. You just read it and come to the next class. I will explain it further, and then we'll start from chapter 1 and then we'll complete it. So guys, in the next class, we are going to start from here. In the meantime, let's discuss about your syllabus. What is your syllabus now? So, sir, see it here. We have in strategic management 5 chapters. Now I'm going to conclude, and we are going to cover it with 3 books, with 2 books, and one chart book, of course, 3 books. One is your strategic management simplified, this book that we were referring right now. Another book is your strategic management mentor. This is nothing but a question bank, and very smartly done, very nice question bank, where we have this is in 3-4 parts. Initially, you will see a planner. So here I have given a roadmap that how you have to cover it. Descriptive question, MCQ, read, learn, practice. If you want to pass in first attempt, do all these 3 things. If you want to score with 60 plus, repeat it once. Means this is the second revision. First revision. Second revision, you will excel with 70 plus, 70% plus. Means you are going to get 35 marks. If you can revise 3 times, you will get 100% 40 marks. And if you can revise more, I'm sure you are going to get 45 to 50 marks. And students from our class have registered marks from 47 to 48 only in strategic management, and I'm proud to say that, just with this practice. So there will be a planner in advance for you. Next, there will be descriptive question, descriptive and practical question, case based question. Again, there will be MCQ topic wise. In the further, you will see it further. And these descriptive and practical questions are step wise, keeping the marking scheme, popularly we called as MS. There are 2 code words that I will be using. One is MS, marking scheme. Another is MP, sir, MCQ point. Whenever we will be discussing any topic, we will reading study material, etc., we will be marking that where the MCQ can be made, and we will have a very good practice of MCQ in class itself. From the next class, I will start discussing your MCQs also, so get ready for that. And so here the whole all the answers is presented with all the keywords highlighted, as you can see, plus step by step writing, because ICAI awards you marks on step by step basis. Say for step number 1, there is 1 marks. Here we have 3 marks. For conclusion, we have 1 marks. So I have arranged. It took me 6 months time to prepare this, book. This is an originally written book where I have worked very rigorously on each and every question, where I have, try to make it step by step as per the latest marking scheme of ICAI, though this is not disclosed. Next, keywords, highlighted keywords, because what ICAI does and what is the psychology of the examiner is, they see the keywords and they give you marks. If they don't see, they don't give you marks. We have to work it on this, and this cannot be mugged up. So to do that, you will have to do very smart thing, and that is you will have to understand each and every keyword. That is the best idea, and then only you will be able to write it. And there are so many common keywords, so don't think that there are thousands and thousands of keywords. No, 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 that is not true. There are some common keywords. And then, sir, we have topic wise MCQs that we will discuss. Then SET, self evaluation tests. So the huge book, in 260 odd pages, I have covered everything. So here we have MCQs topic wise, then case and this scenario based MCQ, approximately 50 plus are there, and then self evaluation tests, SETs, that is also there. SETs, 25 SETs are there, like this. 14-15 question sets are there, so that you can practice it well. So this is the brief, our question bank, and this is the brief idea that we introduced this question bank so that you can practice well, and this will be discussed in the class itself, nothing to worry. And then of course you have a 5-chapter book of strategic management, main book, and then the chart book also. So these are the books. And chart book, yes, chart book, you want to see chart book, and the books are latest revised. This is your chart book. Khulja Sim booster charts. So these are the charts that you will see in handwritten. All the handwritten notes have been converted into charts with all the examples that we are discussing in the class. This has already been covered in the chart, right? So we are discussing it. So anything that suppose value creation, providing product and services to the customer with more worth. And what is the value creation definition? I have given it. What is competitive advantage in brief? It has been given over here. But in the classroom, I will make notes. I will write notes. The reason is very simple. The more you write, the more you remember. That's why this class is there, though it is there in the chart book also, but you need to write with me, and whatever we hear we write in the class, we write more richer version of this. This is a shorter version of what you need. So this will help you during last 1.5 days or during second or third revision. So I will provide you this also. Coming back to the point, sir, we were talking about the chapters, so this is how we are going to cover. So first chapter is introduction to strategic management, that we are already through with. So I will take three, four lectures in this, and it will take 8 hours, approximately 8 hours. Now strategic analysis, external analysis, I am going to spend 4 lectures of 8 hours. Very external analysis especially. The reason is we are going to study about the external factors and the impact of these factors on my strategy, effectiveness of the strategy. So we'll discuss there. Several models are there, and a very important topic. If I talk about this chapter, this is has a weightage of 8 to 10 marks, whereas chapter number 2 has a weightage of 10 to 12 marks. 4 lecture, 8 hours again. Strategic analysis, internal analysis, very important chapter. Again 10 to 12 marks. 4 lectures, 8 marks. I will talk about strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and their impact, and several models, business strategy, etc. Strategic choices. This is also called as grand strategy, where we will be talking about diversification, differentiation. We will talking about intensification, cost leadership strategy, focus strategy, Michael Porter's strategy, etc. And this chapter will be 8 to 10 marks importance, and of course 3 lectures, 6 hours. And the last but not the least, this is a very very heavyweight chapter, where you can expect 10 to 15 marks question in the examination hall, and it will take 10 hours of 5 lectures. So this is the brief plan of strategic management. So today we just touched it. We tried to understand few basic important and regular concepts that will be intercepted, that will intercept our each and every paragraph whenever we start from tomorrow the more rigorous part of the syllabus. And I hope you understood it well, you enjoyed it, and you will enjoy it furthermore, because this is just a beginning. I'm talking very small things. We will make it large. Small milate jao, large banate jao. We'll start from next class. So I wish you all the best for your preparation. हंसते रहो, मुस्कुराते रहो, stay happy, stay blessed, and you are watching FMSM with Om. See you in the next class. Bye bye. Thank you for watching, and share feedback, share your whenever the book reaches you. So just book opening video, etc., you please share with us. So, and we will share with your friends. All the best.